Earlier this week, I put up a video where I mentioned chainsaws, and I showed some B-roll of myself cutting down a tree and mentioned that I had a steel. And I also mentioned that I'd cut down some trees earlier in the week. And actually, in full disclosure here, this video where I'm wearing the red t-shirt is actually not the trees I cut down earlier this week. I just happen to have this, though, available. So here's how you start a steel chainsaw. You yank it a few times, which primes it. You flip the switch from choke. Yank it a few more times, and boom, there it goes. So you'll notice I'm looking at a tree that's split, it's fallen over, and it's hanging over a trail on my property. That would be called a widowmaker. So I'm going to do my best to try to remove this tree. Now, here's the thing. The chainsaw part is the easiest part of this transaction. And you'll notice that the chainsaw cuts through this tree like it is a hot knife going through butter. And the tree is actually dead. One of the reasons it split the way it did. And there's some editing here. I moved it along a little bit. In fact, I even sped some up Benny Hill style for you in a little bit to save some time. But the bottom half is very, very dead and was very, very easy to take care of. So you notice right here where the blade slices through and it falls. But the top part didn't come down. So here's where I speed it up. I throw a tow strap over this, and I'm going to do my best to yank it. Now, the one thing that's not on camera is directly behind the camera, I've zoomed in here for you, is an ATV. And you'll hear the ATVs kind of struggling to pull on this. And I'm not going to yank on it real hard. I don't want to damage the ATV. I'm also not sure. I don't want to damage the tree that this dead tree is hung up on. But I'm going to do what I can to wangle it out of there. So I do a few pulls, and each time I pull it, it seems to come a little bit further and a little bit further, and it's just taunting me. So, and yeah, the trail on the right there, the track that goes up that hill, is a trail I do quite a bit on my ATV or when I'm hiking or sometimes on my bike or my lawnmower, depending what I'm doing. But you'll notice I did now get a portion of this to break off, but now it's kind of hanging awkwardly. So I think I'm going to have to break out the chainsaw again. Luckily, it's still warm. I discussed that in the previous video. It's easier to restart when it's warm. Give it one more yank. What the heck? And this is not an exact science. And by the way, nothing I'm doing here is dangerous. Anytime I post anything on the YouTube of myself doing anything, people, you're doing that wrong. You're doing. I've actually had somebody tell me I was wearing my earplugs wrong. I'm not making that up. So I'm just chopping this up, throwing it off the trail. Here I'm dicing that, dice that. Let's dice that, and maybe dice that. Oh, and check it out. Now it's relieved of some extra weight. Now it's flipping down this direction. So I'll Benny Hill myself back here and yank on it some more, and we're getting a little more traction now, it seems, but it's it's still not ideal. Gonna keep yanking it, and this is the problem. And this is part of my property here. I got a bunch of trees that died. Long story. And so unfortunately, once or twice a year, I've got one of them that just falls down on its own. And this one, I just was out going around the property and I spotted it. I'm like, got to take that thing down. So now I'm like, what do I do now? And again, it's just caught in the crook of that other tree. But the other tree is a live tree. The other tree is a healthy tree. So I don't want to damage the other tree if I can avoid it. But what can I do here? Now, see, as you watch me, it's like, hey, look, I can almost like see him think, like he's. Yeah, I'm wearing eyewear. I'm wearing ear protection. I'm wearing gloves, and I know what I'm doing, somewhat. Like I said, this is not an exact science. But here, I discovered that I could get this tree, if I let go of it, to come back down to ground level. Which dawned on me that maybe I could cut some more off it. Actually, no, it's not resting on the ground. It's close, but it's not quite resting on the ground. But I can go to about right there. Watch that steel slice through that tree like it's nothing. And boom! Now we've removed about, what, 1/4 of it, maybe 1/3 of the weight, because that's the thick end. And we'll go back out there with the toe strap. I've used that toe strap for more unorthodox purposes, yanking stuff out of other stuff. That's generally what they do. A lot of times, ATVs and or tractors. I thought maybe I could yank it a few times. No such luck. No such luck. And now I'm wrapping it around the front bumper on the ATV. Put some slack on that. And once in, I'll zoom for you. And we'll give this thing a few good pulls and see what happens. A few good pulls. Come on. Come on. Let's see. And oh, you can tell it wants to come out of the tree, right? Oh, and it's shifted a little bit. Okay, give it some slack. Okay. Hit the gas. Hit the gas. Let's see what happens. And no. We're making progress, all right? I think I'm making progress. By the way, this is the kind of stuff that if my brothers were around, we'd be having a party here. This to us is no end of entertainment. Oh, the rotation, that's got to help somehow, right? That's got to help. That rotation actually, I think, worked a portion of it around, so it's not hooked the way it was before. And let's see what happens here. Is this it? Is this it? Oh, it's so close. We're so close. We're so close. Back it up and try it again. Let's see what happens now. Let's see what happens now. Oh. We've just slipped out some more. And now we yank it. And, oh, come on. Come on. Oh, I think it just released right there. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. And so we can pull it out now. And I can break out the steel one last time. And here I am. And we just dice up what's on the ground. Very careful not to hit the blade into the dirt. As people will tell you, it's a cardinal sin if you've got a chainsaw to actually run the blade into the dirt. You don't want to do that. So there you roll it up. There you go. Are we loose? There we go. Oh, yeah. How'd you spend your summer vacation? Oh, but you know what happens is I'm out riding around and I come around a curve and I see that tree and I'm like, well, this will take me an hour. Go get the chainsaw, go get the tow strap. And it went exactly as planned. And so in the meantime, I did clean up the mess I made. I later on did run my mower to the left of the stump, and there's another trail over there, but you can't see it in this video. But I then just tossed the stuff off the side. People ask me, they go, hey, do you burn that stuff for firewood or something? I'm like, I haven't got a fireplace. So I just take the logs and toss them off into the side there and let them return to nature. I'm sure there's all kinds of plants and animals and weeds and stuff that are benefited by stuff just getting back to nature. So that tree would have fallen on its own. I just helped it get to the ground a little faster, but also made it a little safer for myself. So that wraps it up. My the full unedited director's cut of Steve, chainsaw, and tow strap deep in the haunted forest, which is in fact what I do call this portion of my property. And then we throw all that stuff in the back, and we get behind the wheel of the ATV, which has got the GoPro clamp to it. And there's the stump, and we are off and running. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.